Listen to me very carefully. Right now, in this exact moment, 99% of the people watching this video will keep doing exactly what they have always done. They will watch. They will feel inspired for maybe 20 minutes. And then they will go right back to scrolling, right back to the same habits, the same excuses, the same comfortable, forgettable, ordinary life. And I say that with no judgment, because I was that person too. But the 1%, that tiny, rare, almost mythical group of people, they're different. Not because they were born lucky, not because they had money, connections, or talent handed to them. They're different because of a single decision they made. A quiet, private, internal decision that nobody else saw. Nobody else applauded. Nobody else even knew about. They decided to be serious about their life, about their time, about who they were becoming. Today, right now, I'm going to show you exactly what separates the top 1% from everyone else. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to cross that line. If you're ready, let's get into it. Number 1, the uncomfortable truth. Here's the first thing nobody wants to hear. And it's the most important thing I'll say in this entire video. You are not behind because of your circumstances. You are behind because of your choices. Now, before you click away, hear me out. I'm not saying life is fair. It's not. I'm not saying everyone starts at the same place. They don't. I'm saying that wherever you are right now, whatever you've been given or denied, the next chapter of your life is being written by your decisions. Not your past, not your parents, not the economy, not luck. The brutal truth is this: most people are losing the game of life because they refuse to even admit they're playing one. They float, they react, they let the world push them in whatever direction feels easiest in the moment. The 1% are different. They are playing offense. They woke up and decided, consciously, deliberately, that they were going to design their life instead of just live inside whatever life happened to them. And that shift from passive to intentional is the very first thing that separates the 1% from everyone else. It's not a skill. It's not a strategy. It's a mindset. It's deciding that your life is too important to leave to chance. Number 2, the 5 habits that beat 99%. So what exactly does the 1% do differently? I've broken it down to 5 habits. 5 things that, if you do them consistently, will put you so far ahead of the average person that you won't even recognize your own life in 2 years. Before we continue, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Habit 1. They protect their morning like it's sacred. The first 2 hours of your morning are the most powerful hours of your entire day. Your mind is fresh. Your willpower is at its peak. Your focus is sharper than it will be at any other point. The 99% wake up and immediately reach for their phone. They hand over those 2 golden hours to social media, to other people's agendas, to dopamine hits that drain them before the day even starts. And then they wonder why they feel exhausted by noon. The 1% guard their morning. They move their body, they feed their mind, they set their intention. They start the day on their terms, not the algorithm's terms. You don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. You don't need a perfect morning routine. Just make one rule. The first hour of your day belongs to you. No phone, no news, no notifications. Just you, building the version of yourself you're trying to become. Habit 2. They do the hard thing first. Every single day, there is one task that you are avoiding. One thing that, if you actually did it, would move your life forward more than everything else combined. The call you haven't made, the application you haven't submitted, the conversation you've been putting off, the project you keep saying you'll start tomorrow. The 99% spend their entire day building up to the hard thing and never quite getting there. They stay busy doing easy tasks that feel productive but change nothing. The 1% have a different rule. They call it eating the frog. Do the hardest, most important thing first. Before email, before meetings, before anything else. Because willpower is a finite resource. And if you spend it on small things first, you'll have nothing left for the thing that actually matters. Identify your frog tonight. Write it down and do it first thing tomorrow morning. That one shift alone will put you ahead of most people you know. Habit 3. They are obsessed with learning. Here's a fact that should wake you up. The average person reads fewer than one book per year after they leave school. Let that sink in. Most people stop actively learning the moment they're no longer forced to. The 1% never stop. They read. They listen to podcasts at 1.5 times speed on their commute. They take courses. They study the people who have what they want. They are perpetually, relentlessly hungry for knowledge, not because they have to be, but because they understand a simple truth. Your income, your relationships, your health, your success, they can only grow to the level that you grow. You cannot outperform your own level of thinking, which means if you want a bigger life, you need a bigger mind. Read 10 pages a day. That's it. 10 pages a day equals 12 to 15 books per year. In 5 years, you'll have read 60 to 75 books. Do you understand how rare that is? Do you understand how far ahead of the average person that puts you? Habit 4. They are brutally consistent when no one is watching. Motivation is a wave. It rises and falls. It crashes on the shore and then pulls back into the ocean. And if you're relying on motivation to keep going, you will always stop when the wave recedes. The 1% are not more motivated than you. They are more disciplined. They have built systems that keep them moving even when they don't feel like it, even when nobody is watching, even when there's no immediate reward. They understand that success is not a single dramatic moment. It's 1,000 boring, invisible, repetitive actions done consistently over time. The gym session when you're tired, the chapter written when you have no inspiration, the call made when you're afraid. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not a gap of talent or luck. It's a gap of consistent, unglamorous daily action. Close that gap, day by day, brick by brick, and nothing can stop you. Habit 5. They take full ownership. This is the most powerful habit on the list, and it's the one most people will resist the hardest. The 1% take 100% ownership of their life, not 90%. Not mostly, 100%. They don't blame the economy. They don't blame their childhood. They don't blame their boss, their partner, their bad luck, or the system. Not because those things didn't affect them. Sometimes they did, deeply and unfairly. But they understand something crucial. The moment you blame something outside yourself, you give that thing power over your future. You become a passenger in your own life. Taking ownership doesn't mean pretending everything is your fault. It means saying, whatever happened, I am the one who will respond. I am the one who will adapt. I am the one who decides what happens next. That is the most liberating thing a human being can do. Number 3, the enemy inside. Now I need to tell you about the real enemy, the one you've been fighting every single day without even knowing it. It's not competition. It's not the economy. It's not other people. The enemy is the voice inside your own head. You're not smart enough. It's too late for you. Other people can do it, but not you. Who are you to want more? What if you try and fail? What will people think? That voice, that constant, quiet, relentless voice that shows up every single time you try to level up, every time you attempt something new, every time you dare to believe you might be capable of more. Here's what I need you to understand. That voice is not the truth. That voice is fear. And fear is not a stop sign. It's a compass. It points directly at the thing you most need to do. The 99% listen to that voice. They let it make decisions for them. They let it talk them out of applications, out of businesses, out of conversations, out of risks that could have changed everything. The 1% hear the same voice, but they have learned to act despite it. They feel the fear, and they do it anyway. Not because they're fearless, but because they've decided that their dream is more important than their comfort. Every time you do the thing that scares you, every time you act despite the voice, you weaken it a little, and you strengthen yourself a lot. Over time, you become someone who is no longer controlled by fear. You become someone who uses it. Number 4, the compound effect. I want to talk to you about the most powerful force in the universe. Not nuclear energy, not gravity, not the tides, compound interest, but not the financial kind, the human kind. Every action you take today has a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you can see. Every book you read makes the next book easier to understand. Every workout makes the next one a little less painful. Every difficult conversation you have builds the courage for the next one. Every small win stacks on top of the last one. Until you look up one day and realize you have built something extraordinary out of what looked like nothing. Here's the math that changes everything. If you improve by just 1% every single day for 1 year, you will be 37 times better than you are right now. 37 times, not 37%. That is the power of small, consistent daily improvement. The problem is that compound growth is invisible at first. You put in the work and you don't see the results right away. The 99% quit during this phase. They say it's not working, and they stop just before the breakthrough. But the 1% understand that the growth is happening beneath the surface, like a bamboo tree that grows almost nothing in its first 4 years, but then shoots up 90 feet in the 5th. The roots were being built the whole time. The foundation was being laid, and then, almost without warning, everything erupts. You are building your roots right now. Don't stop. Not when it's invisible, not when it's lonely, not when other people can't see what you're becoming yet. Keep going, because the eruption is coming, and when it does, it will be worth every single difficult moment you push through. Number 5, your unfair advantage. I want to tell you something that most motivational content will never say. Something that I genuinely believe with everything I have. You have an unfair advantage. You do. Right now. Exactly as you are. Your specific experience, every failure, every embarrassment, every detour, every scar, is not a liability. It is your greatest competitive asset, because nobody else on this planet has lived your exact combination of struggle, knowledge, perspective, and passion. The things that make you feel different, the ways you think that feel strange to others, the problems you've survived that others can't imagine, that is your edge. That is your unique value to the world. The world doesn't need another copy of someone who already exists. It needs you, the real, specific, fully developed version of you that you've been holding back out of fear of judgment. The 99% spend their lives trying to fit in. The 1% spend their lives learning how to fully show up. Stop shrinking. Start showing up. And at last, I want you to close your eyes for just a second. Not literally, but mentally. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. The version of you that chose to be serious, that did the work when it was hard, that stayed when others quit, that protected their morning, read the books, made the calls, had the courage, showed up consistently, even when nobody was watching. What does that version of you look like? What have they built? Who do they love? What have they overcome? How do they carry themselves when they walk into a room? That person is not a fantasy. They are a real, achievable, specific version of you, waiting on the other side of the choices you make starting today. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to fix everything overnight. You just have to do one thing. One small, real, meaningful thing today that the person you used to be wouldn't have done. That's it. That's how you beat 99% of people. Not by being smarter, not by working 20 hours a day, not by having all the answers. Just by deciding, quietly, privately, with no applause, that today you will be a little bit more intentional than yesterday. The 1% are not superhuman. They are simply people who made a decision, and that decision is available to you. Right now, in this moment, make it.